Good afternoon. I'll say something in a moment about the state of the peace process. First of all, I'd like to comment on the Israeli cabinet decision this morning to allow the resumption of exports out of Gaza. This is obviously something that we have been talking about with the Israeli government for some time. It is a significant step forward, and I welcome it. It will allow, albeit a limited, resumption of exports out of Gaza, but it will mean that for the first time in a long period of time, things like furniture, textiles, other light industry will come out of Gaza, as well as agricultural produce. Now, there's a long way still to go on that, and this will build up over time, but nonetheless, it is a significant step forward, and as I say, I welcome it. Since Israeli policy changed in respect to Gaza in June of this year, there's roughly 2 to 3 times as much stuff going into Gaza. Instead of 100 permitted items, there are now around about 2,000, and that has had an impact on people's lives in Gaza. However, we know there is still a very considerable way to go, and we will focus in the near future on issues to do with construction, water, and power in Gaza. Now, in respect of the peace process overall, let me again first of all say that I think the decision that was announced last night is a sensible decision in the light of the impasse that we've reached. And I just want to make 2 points on it. The first is that despite this decision, there is no doubt at all in my mind that there remains a fixed determination on behalf of the United States, the Quartet, and most important of all, in respect of the Israeli government and the Palestinian leadership, to make sure that we find a way to get credible and serious negotiation back on track again. I think the decision to step back from a way of proceeding based around the moratorium is a sensible decision in light of what has happened. But I would not take that as a diminution in any way of people's determination to get this process going. It remains there, and it remains the fixed resolution of everyone to make sure that we put this back together, again, in a way that's going to allow us to succeed. And secondly, this underscores and underlines once again the cardinal importance of the state-building exercise of the Palestinian Authority, of the need to support that, of the need to get real change on the ground, because it is that change, both in the West Bank and Gaza, that gives us the best prospect of supporting a credible negotiated peace. So I hope very much, as well as the attempts to put this negotiation back together in a credible way over the coming weeks, we will see real change on the ground, and that's why, incidentally, the announcement today by the Israeli cabinet on Gaza is also important.
Mr. Blair, Dominic Wackel, Sky News. A few weeks ago, the Palestinians said that if negotiations failed, as they appear to have, they would walk away from the whole idea of negotiations and possibly dissolve the Palestinian Authority. Do you think we're close to that, and how worried are you by that possibility?
Well, I actually think what people want to do now is to see how they can put this back together again in a way that's sustainable, so that we don't just hit another impasse. And you know, nothing is a true substitute for a negotiated solution. So I don't doubt that people will continue to discuss all sorts of ways of sending out signals to the international community and so on. But the single best thing is to put the negotiation back together on a credible basis, so that we start to deal with the issues at the heart of the dispute. And what I'm saying is that I think that even though this has meant that we couldn't proceed with the negotiation on the basis originally foreseen, which is in and around the moratorium on settlements, nonetheless, I think there is a fixed desire actually to see if we can put this back together again in a credible way. And I underline the word credible, because that's really what it's all about. It's about making sure that the negotiation takes place that people believe can succeed and can be delivered. And that frankly, is better than anything else by way of unilateral action.
But hasn't it lost all credibility now, the idea of negotiating together after what happened in Washington? It lasted barely a month.
I don't think so, because I think that in the end, both sides actually want to achieve the same goal, which is a two-state solution. So, you know, in the end, I mean, this happens in these peace processes. I mean, I recall very well during the course of the Northern Ireland process, we regularly reached an impasse. We had to take time out, as it were, and reconsider what we were going to do. But the only thing that truly undermines the prospect of a negotiated peace is if either side is not interested in the negotiation. Now, both sides remain completely interested in it. And I can absolutely assure you one thing, not just from the point of view of the Quartet, but particularly from the point of view of the United States of America. I am absolutely clear that the commitment of the President, Secretary Clinton, Senator Mitchell, everybody remains unaltered. So, you know, we've hit an impasse. We have to find a way through it. It's sensible not to keep on trying to push the moratorium in circumstances where it's not really going to deliver for us. But I think there are plenty of other